There have been rumors of a possible challenge for State Senator Maida Coleman's position as minority floor leader, possibly from fellow Democrat State Senator Tim Green. We asked Senator Coleman if she's worried about losing her position.
It's politics. I'm not worried, and I'll tell you why. I was elected and went to Jefferson City to be the senator. I decided to run for leadership 2 years ago because I was not overly convinced that the person who was running would best serve what we needed in leadership as Democrats. I believe I have accomplished the goals I set out to make, and one was to change the Senate into a place that was more civil, that we could have discourse and actually get to the business of the people, not to have a place that all we did was have petty fights over posturing type things. If there is a challenge to my leadership role, and if I'm not reelected, life will not end for me because there's plenty of things I need to concentrate on here in the city of St. Louis. Although I do love the idea of representing Democrats and being the top ranking Democrat in Jefferson City, there is a lot involved with the job, including constant outstate travel, constant speaking on behalf of the party about the legislation that we do. But I have every confidence that I won't have to worry about my leadership position. By the way, it is a thankless job that nobody really wants anyway.
When Coleman returns to the Senate, she'll have a new colleague from St. Louis, Jeff Smith. Coleman was openly supportive of one of Smith's opponents in the August primary election. With that in mind, we asked if she expects Smith to be an ally in Jefferson City.
Well, I would hope so. I think that anybody who's elected from the city of St. Louis must understand that we are constantly under attack. There have always, roughly always been three senators from the city of St. Louis, and we have to always watch our back, always be ready to come to the defense of the city. And we are fortunate to have a couple of senators, such as Senator Richard Days and Joan Bray, who also have always been very helpful and protective of the interests of the city of St. Louis in addition to St. Louis County. So one of the things that I really hope that the Senator-elect Jeff Smith understands about Jefferson City is that we have got to stick together, regardless of who the new senator is that comes into the legislature. We have a special bond and a special type of ally, a special kind of alliance, because we have to always be prepared for someone from rural Missouri or St. Louis County to be trying to undermine the governance in the city of St. Louis. I've asked Jeff Smith to have conversations with Senator Doherty, who I think can best inform him about what he can expect when he gets to Jefferson City. And I think that just like anybody who's elected to represent this area, that he will end up being a fantastic senator just like everyone else there.
Finally, we asked Coleman about her own plans for life after the Senate. State term limits prohibit her from seeking re-election. Earlier this year, she had expressed interest in running for state auditor and city license collector, but after little support among Democrats and a scathing article in the Post-Dispatch about her own personal financial history, she decided against campaigning this year. Coleman said those experiences left her questioning the commitment of her party to African American candidates.
Well, I have really felt that this Democratic Party is missing the boat on what the real issues are in this state when it comes to the African American community. And although I don't only represent blacks, I have a very diverse area, of course, representing the 5th Senatorial District. I do know that if Democrats ever intend to really be a force to reckon with, they are going to have to reach out to all minorities to bring people into statewide office that are like the people that they represent. We can't keep expecting folks to give and give and give to us, and the party never comes back and reciprocates. So that's one of the reasons that I decided to run. I was looking at the license collector's position because it just happened to come along at the time that I was trying to decide, do I want to stay in the city, in the Senate, or do I want to spend more time closer to home? The license collector's positions was attractive from the standpoint that it would keep me closer to home. But my heart is really in public service, and the kind of public service that allows me to be able to work one on one with people and to help effect change through legislation. So, what's up for me? I have 2.5 years left. What I would like to do is spend time concentrating on a couple pieces of legislation that have been real important to me. One being trying to take some of that control away from the state that they have on the city of St. Louis. There's nothing to me that is more disappointing than when I stand in front of 29 colleagues from outstate Missouri and from St. Louis County and have to ask them for something for the city of St. Louis. Nobody else has to come and ask us for something for them when it comes to the police board and the different types of issues that we deal with here in St. Louis City. I like to come up with a way that we can take some of that control back from the state. Another big piece of legislation is to just make sure that some issues regarding the St. Louis public schools is taken care of once and for all, and we can move this public school system forward. So those are two big issues that I still would like to spend my last 2.5 years working on.